Hello everyone, back for another review. Latest episode of Star Trek Discovery, episode 11, Rosetta. Let's talk about this episode. Okay, Rosetta. Yes, now I'm going to try and remain calm during this review. Last week I got a little bit emotional, a little bit excited, and had a bit of a rant about this show. I've taken a few deep breaths before stepping into this episode. Yeah, so the title, Rosetta, that refers to the Rosetta Stone, which is an artefact in the British Museum that has 3 languages on it, and it helped people decipher like ancient Egyptian back in the day and this sort of a thing. So this is about the crew of the Discovery. Now, they go off and they find the home planet of the DMA, which is destroyed. They believe it to be the home planet because they're looking for a way of communicating with them when they finally find them. It's nice to know that Earth is in danger, but we've got this time to slow down and take a trip to an away planet. I'll come to that later. Anyway, so they go down to this planet, but then they're affected by emotions and this sort of a thing. And it's to do with the chemicals or these hydrocarbons on the planet, which have infiltrated their suit. And they're feeling scared. And then they go into this nursery where the DMA's younglings would have been. And then they feel safe and all this sort of a thing. This sort of nonsense going on. But basically, they're down there to find a way to communicate. Berman goes down, Saru goes down, Lieutenant Kayla Detmer, she's on her way down, and the Doctor, Dr. Kolber. Yeah, so there's that story. Then you got storyline number 2, which is Book and Taka. Now, Book and Taka, they infiltrate the Discovery. They find their way back on. Their ship is cloaked. They attach it to the Discovery. They get back on, and they're like crawling around the air ducts. They're spying on things and finding a way to stop the DMA themselves. They've come on board because Book wants to find General Demoya because she was very much on his side when they had the peace talks, well, not peace talks, but the talks earlier on in the season. So he wants to get her hand in, finding out what's going on so they can attempt to stop the DMA through other actions, shall we say. This brings them into contact with Jet Reno, which will lead into the next episode. Now, that's pretty much, the crux of the episode itself. Now, it is a frustrating show, don't get me wrong. I find the writing in this to be very, very poor. This programme has stretched this season out for such a long amount of time that it's becoming somewhat annoying. Now, as we know from season 1, 2, 3 up till now, most of the characters in this show, like the bridge crew, have all been somewhat underutilised, underdeveloped. Their characterizations are poor. They haven't been given a chance to grow as individuals and connect as a crew like you have done in Star Trek of previous years. The sort of Next Generation era, all those crews came together and but we don't get that in this one. So this time round, yes, you've got this away mission. So the writers think, well, what character haven't we done anything with lately? Oh, so let's take Lieutenant Kayla Detmer and have her go down, because this will be a good time for her to give a little bit of exposition about her past because of some feelings that she's feeling because of these hydrocarbons, and that, and give her a little bit of a backstory and depth by her telling you, and this goes a long way for character growth. It doesn't go a long way for character growth. It's just poor writing. It's an afterthought. You're not allowing the characters to grow naturally. It's like forcing stuff upon you. So the writing in this series does feel very, very forced in that this character needs a turn. This character needs a turn. Let's have them share a little bit about their back life and all this sort of thing. That's not how you get character growth. That's poor writing, yeah? The storyline with Book, let's have Book there. He's not there because he's off, but let's have him there. He's on board the ship again. It's just lazy writing. It is very lazy writing. Now, we're to believe that the DMA are just so far from Earth. They're literally hours away from Earth. But we've got time to slow down, stop this ship, go off on an away mission, which I understand the point of it, but there's no sort of feeling of urgency or rush that the DMA is on our doorstep about to destroy Earth, but we can go and we can talk about feelings and all this sort of nonsense down on the planet. Yeah, so it's just miserable writing. Now, you do have another part where they are setting up Adira as a friend to Kayla Detmar, while her other half is away. Or their other half is away, I should say. Anyway, yeah, so I don't know if that's going to blossom into something or not. That remains to be seen. But it's a friendship being set up because these characters have got very little else to do. So let's force them together. Obviously, the effects in the show, fantastic. They always are. A lot of money is spent on this show, on the look of it and this sort of a thing. But it comes down to the writing and the characters. Me personally, I would like to see every writer on this show completely replaced and this show to take another direction, to have just a bit more natural, a bit more fluidity in the writing and just to come across just more natural in how it is written and what these characters are doing, because it is very, very bland. It's very boring and dull. We're only a couple of episodes left from the end of the season. We don't even know anything about these protagonists yet, and no doubt it's all going to be resolved with feelings and this sort of nonsense. But yeah, that's Star Trek Discovery for you. This series has been very up and down. I'm talking about as a whole from season 1 to now. You've had some great characters which have vanished. It's just, I have to stay calm with this. I really do. It's just, I find it so difficult. I mean, I'm watching it and I'm bashing it because I know that what I'm watching isn't a good show, but I know that there's potential because it is Star Trek. But you need new showrunners, you need new writers, you need to do something that just feels fresher. Anyway, that's it. I'm leaving it there. I'll be back next week with a review of next week's episode, but that's going to be after my Picard review. I have done a review for Picard episode 1, which you can go and check out just before this video in the lineup, if you so wish. Anyway, I'm getting going. This is AJ. Please consider hitting the subscribe button. Leave me a comment down below on your thoughts on this show. Hit the notification bell. You know all that stuff, and I'll see you later. Take care all. Goodbye.